Hello, I'm BoomanAnimu, and today I will be doing a review of SAO Ordinal Scale. I just saw the movie yesterday, so my mind is still pretty fresh, and pretty much I'll be doing more of an overview of the whole shebang, and then I'll give it my final score or verdict on how much I think or how well I think it did. But besides that, the movie was one day. It was a one-day event. I think it should have been a week because I think it was a really good movie. So it opens up with excuse me, just ate burpee, really burpee right now. So the movie opens up with the this new nerve gear that's called Ogma. It's it's AR, which is augmented reality. So it's basically like Pokemon Go. If you took the game Pokemon Go and you put it in like Google Glass and had it as a headpiece, that's pretty much what it is. It's like the nerve gear, but without the full dive. But they do say later on it is the full dive, but not it's not really the full dive, but it's somewhat to like a certain extent. But anyways, I'll get more into that later. So it starts off with like this news feed, and they're talking about AR and like all the benefits of AR, how it's safer, how Ogma is safer than VR, and how it's safer than Nerve Gear. A lot of this movie goes back on the first season of SAO. So it has a lot to do with SAO and the survivors of SAO that survived the nerve gear and made it without getting their brains fried. So yeah, and 10 minutes after the movie starts, we get the first fight scene, which is actually pretty good. It reminded me a lot of the Fate series. It seems like they borrowed a lot of the like sound effects, like the sword swinging and like clashing. It's really like flashy too, and it's fast paced. It's really fun to watch. It sounds nice. Like the sounds sound really good. It might have just been because I was seeing it in the cinema, but I'm pretty sure it is pretty good. So yeah, if you have a good sound system, oh my god, it sounds really good. Um, but like 10 minutes in, they get to the first fight scene, and they fight this thing that's like a samurai. This big samurai thing that's like has a has like a snake as a whip. It's really cool. Um, it looks like some kind of like Orochimaru snake that he's just whipping around. Big white snake, and they fight this thing, and it's just so cool. And then, oh, and I'm so glad because Asuna is finally just as strong, if not stronger, than Kirito in this. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, she's not a damsel anymore, or always relying on Kirito. Most of the movie is Kirito relying on Asuna, because it's kind of funny because they hint that because Kirito has always played VR, been in the VR world, so he tries to samurai monster thing. He charges at it, and he trips, and Asuna says, "Well, it's probably because you're a little out of weight," and you can tell because Kirito's he's just out of breath, like huffing and puffing. So it took a lot out of him because he was so used to just sitting there or laying there playing VR games. So they do say like they do make it a little bit like realistic and say, hey, you have to be able to you got to get some exercise. You got to be fit. You can't just say, hey, I got experience from SAO and all that, and I can still be a badass. Because it's kind of cool that they put limitations for the main character that's so OP and can like pretty much master any game in like a day. He trips, running over a small curve, trips, and he's out of breath. Like he just ate like freaking 4 Whoppers at Burger King, and yeah. So I like how they address that. Like the people who are gonna be more strong in this type of new game that they're playing have to get like some kind of exercise to be able to play it. So it's I kind of like that, how it's being realistic there. And yeah, the villain now, the villain, he was a better villain than Death Gun, Sugo, and all the other past Sword Art villains, if you want to say that. Sword Art villains, SAO, GGO, ALO, I think. He seemed threatening. He was threatening because I didn't like the recent villain, what was Death Gun, because all he is, oh, mysterious, scary gun. I'm gonna point it at your face, shoot it, and you'll be gone forever. But okay, you take the gun away. What is he now? He's really edgy. He's edgelord. He's just, I don't know, really cool looking. He's not really scary after that. So yeah, and then Sugo is just, don't want to go into detail with Sugo. Anyways, what I can remember from the villain, I already forgot his name. Okay, because his name just, he wasn't really a strong villain, but he was a lot better than past villains. It feels very threatening though. Because the thing with the other villains, they didn't really feel like a threat. Like it wasn't really like something like, oh man, this really feels like a problem. Like this guy sort of felt like a more of like a threat than an actual problem. The actual problem in the movie was the researcher, or the whatever it was called, Yuna's dad, which is, Yuna is the character with the white hair that you see in the SAO Ordinal Scale. I'll probably put a picture like up here so you guys can see it. Yeah, she's like an idol. She goes to every battle she sings, and I guess that encourages them to fight, but she's evil. I know, spoiler, sorry. But yeah, she is evil. And it turns out the guy, what was his name? Don't remember his name because it just doesn't feel that important, but he is threatening because when you see him fight, what's his name? I forgot his name. He has red hair. God, what is his name? Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'll put it right here. You'll see his face right here, okay? His face will be right here. This guy, he breaks his arms. In the movie, he breaks his arms. And pretty much paralyzes this guy. Paralyzes him, and well, it looks like he paralyzes him because it makes it look like he broke his spine, but it later on it tells you that he just broke his arms. And then after that, and then he shows him, like, after he breaks his arm, he shows him like, he puts the thing back on him, the Agma device. He puts it back on him, and like just holds him up like this, so he can't like do anything, and just holds him there and shows him like this this freaking huge boss monster. I don't know if it was like an ogre or something like that. It was some kind of like giant ogre looking thing. Um, and it just comes out of the ground. It looks absolutely terrifying. It's all like its face is like warped. It's like I don't know why, but it's like turning into lava, and it comes out of the ground like whoosh, whoosh, and then it's like freaking massive, and it looks terrifying, and this guy scares the absolute crap like out of this um our side character, red hair, totally scares him, and I guess that puts him into like shock. I think so, because you can see his face. He looked absolutely terrified. But I guess like anytime these the players of this game, Ordinal Scale, which was the name of the game, Ordinal Scale. I just remembered that right now. Every time they play this game, when someone gets hit by like a monster or someone gets attacked and they lose all their health points, they lose a part of themselves from the SAO event. From for some reason it's only SAO survivors that will forget what happened to them. It seems like a good thing because it was a very tragic thing. You know, people were dying and brains were getting fried. But it turns out later on that it's not a good thing because it ends up taking too much of their memories. So like it takes apart from the event, the tragic event, but so much so that they start actually forgetting slowly, like further and further every day. Like further into the movie, like there's a part where Asuna gets her memories, gets a part of her memory taken from that event because she got attacked by this thing called some type of dragon, a death drake. Yeah, a death drake, I think. And she forgets when they bought the house and SAO together, when they met Yui. She forgets like all of it, and to the point where she struggles in like everyday life, like besides from the game. And it gets to the point where she has to go to the hospital and she gets really bad. Like she looks pale, like she's on the verge of dying. So it takes more than just a little bit of memories, like from the event, and it starts erasing memories from like a week ago. So it was like a serious thing, and at first I thought it was just like a bug in the system, and maybe they didn't know about it. Maybe it was the system that was doing it. Maybe it was the Agma that was doing it. Maybe this time the Agma was behind it, or the software's some kind of evil virus. But no, it turns out that it was Yuna. God. Yeah, Yuna, the idol, the whatever they call her idol, and her dad was the one collecting memories from other players so that he could make Yuna, which was technically, she wasn't a real person, she was an AI, but I guess what the dad was trying to do was trying to bring her back to life by collecting other people's memories, and then if he collected enough memories, it would make her, I guess, more whole to the point where she can like self-consciously think and stuff, and like sort of like have a brain, be like a complete AI program, maybe even have a physical form. But that doesn't work out because it turns out, I guess there's like another part of her, or like a leftover trace of her that doesn't want this, and she comes up, she appears as like a ghostly figure, um, Kirito sees her like several times in the movie. She never like really stays around. She says like one or two words, and then she'll point and like say over there or like look or something like that, and then she'll just disappear. And yeah, so that part, um, you don't really understand what's going on. Like, you don't really understand what's going on through most of the movie unless you've seen like the SAO's first season, and you don't have to see the other seasons because it's only, I think I already said this, but this movie only evolves around SAO, so in the events of SAO. So yeah, I think if you're going in to go see this movie for like, well, it was only a 1 day thing, sadly. So not if you're going in, but if you're going to buy this movie, say like on DVD or stream it, um, and if you're not like an SAO fan, you probably would still like this because it's a shonen, and a lot of people get introduced to anime through shonens usually, or light novels. Um, but if you are a SAO fan, you really like this movie. Like, it caters to SAO fans. Everything you wanted from other seasons that was disappointing or didn't include it, or just like totally forgot about the first season of SAO, how well it did. It like complements all that from first season. It is so fan servicey, not the bad kind of fan servicey, like ooh, show a little skin, like like that. Not like that, but more like the kind of fan service where fans have been asking or like requesting that Kirito, Asuna, why don't they ever get together? Their relationship never goes anywhere. Like what? And then what else? You get to see the characters. All the characters get their equal share of screen time, and they all seem strong in their own way. Like, it's not just Kirito being overpowered and killing everything. Every character seems really strong. Like, you can tell because this movie does a really good job at Ordinal Scale does a really good job at showing how strong every hit is, how strong every character is, because you can feel like you can kind of feel the power behind every hit. Like, you feel it, and it was pretty awesome. They did a really good job at that, for just 2 days, and taking 2 days to make it. Anyways, further on from that point, the ending of the movie, the opening was okay. So that part I didn't really the opening was decent because they're just explaining the new software or the new nerf gear. Oh yeah, by the way, the AR, the Agma, is basically just the nerf gear, but with some features taken out, and they make it seem like it's something new and like better and different, but it's not. In reality, it's just the nerf gear, but without the full dive experience. But later on in the movie, they address that, and then they say, "Oh, it has the full dive experience. It's the same system that the Nerf gear used," and they figured out that later in the movie. I think Yui tells them, and they do the classic Linka start. It just goes. I don't remember the sound, but yeah. And overall, this movie was really good. Like, it definitely go see if you're an SAO fan, go watch this movie. Like, buy it, stream it, because it gets everything right. Like, it gets everything right that the other seasons didn't get. And my God, the ending though was so good. The ending is just like, it is just fan service all around. Like it's amazing. Like you have they have Kirito, Asuna, guild members from ALO, GGO, all of them like team up to fight the last boss, which last boss from floor 100, I think. But yeah, I think you get to see the floor. They show you floor 90 and floor 100 bosses, and oh my god, the floor 100 boss is massive, like huge. And it's quite an awesome fight. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good fight. But yeah, you get to see all the characters team up together. It's just like one big smackdown, and everyone is wearing their the original gear from SAO. Like Yui pops. Okay, Yui pops out of what's her Leafa's boobs, like just pops out like out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. In terms of like fan service, like actual fan service, like we're thinking of the lines like edgy, that kind of thing. There's a little bit, but it's not like it's actually done well. Like it's not bad. Like first time they show Kirito getting some action off Asuna. It does get interrupted though, so it doesn't go too far. So, but yeah, I guess they show Asuna, and apparently she has really big bazookas. I don't know. It was kind of weird the way they made her look though, because when she's laying down on the bed, her neck looked really long and her face looked kind of masculine. I don't know why it looked kind of odd to me, but it did. And yeah, and then the other part is with Yui popping out of Leafa's boobs. Those things jiggle like freaking jello. It's crazy. And the sound effect for that was hilarious though. And after that, they fight this freaking OP floor 100 boss, and it is OP. Like I'm telling you, it's overpowered and unfair. But they beat it because they all join together. Yui puts on their original gear. Kirito gets the 2 original swords, the Elucidator, and the other one, the Rapier, I think, whatever it was called, I forgot. But yeah, he has the Elucidator, and the other one, he goes like this, pulls them out. It's just so cool because it reminds you of SAO so much. Everyone in the theater was cheering because this was such an awesome moment. It was so good, and every character's hit is like damaging this thing. It's just so awesome and it's crazy. Really fast paced, but in a good way. The action's like good. The choreography is, or cinematography is really good. For this anime Ordinal Scale, it's really good. And then after that, they beat it, and then I guess they do leave some plot holes though. By the way, they leave some plot holes that don't really explain that much. Like this thing that was in the back of that one guy's neck. He had this forgot his name again, but I'll put it right here so you can see it. He has like this glowy thing in the back of his neck. I guess it's some sort of like enhancer that enhances rank number 2 in the world. Because they have this ranking system. It's kind of like the ranking system you see in Overwatch, where it's just like you have the top 500 players, and this guy was number 2, and they don't show who number 1 is. I do know who it is, but I don't want to spoil that for you because I probably spoiled a little way too much already. But yeah, in the end of the movie, they do hint. Well, they don't hint. They tell you right away, like SAO will continue. Like I like when they do that because recently a lot of animes have been doing that, like shonen animes, like Boku no Hero Academy, or Academia. There's some other ones too. I just can't remember right now. Um, that do the "we'll be back" or "we'll be back soon" or "to be continue" SAO. Yeah, they say that and they're like "to be continue," um, and it's just it. Everyone cheered so loudly because I kind of knew that with all the plot holes and stuff that they weren't really explaining. Like there was one part where I guess Kirito walks like out of this office, of this guy's office, and he says Kirito says like, I know you like making robots or something like that, and that's the part where you're like, what robots? What about there were no mention of robots in the movie. You didn't show anything about robots. There was only like one little robot, and it was this little dinky flying thing that would fly around next to Yuna, our idol. And besides that, there were no other robots. So I guess they're hinting, they're like trying to say in the next season that the robots or like maybe human enhancements or robotic enhancements to like people is gonna be like, I don't know, maybe the next big thing. Maybe it's gonna have like some kind of like sci-fi kind of theme going on in the next arc or next season. But yeah, there's no way to be sure right now when the season will be released. But it is coming, so wait for that because that's gonna be exciting. If they take how well they did in this movie, take the elements from that movie and apply it to their next season and future seasons, I will probably like, you know what? I will probably definitely watch SAO and put it in my must like watch list. But yeah, overall, good movie, good opening, and a really strong ending. Like really good ending. And oh yeah, before the movie opens up, we get like a little quiz. It's like a little quiz, like the kind that Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods had their little quiz, or Resurrection F had, and they it lasts for like about 5 minutes. It kind of loops though, so yeah, the part gets a little boring, and then you get to see the voice actors, the Japanese voice actors for Kirito Asuna, and the movie was altogether, it was pretty solid movie. It was really good. I would recommend to anyone, go see it if you're not a fan, or if you are a fan, to go see the movie. So if I had to like give it a score, or my opinion on how good it was, I would probably give it. I would give it. Let's see. I would give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, there you go. 8 out of 10. Really good movie. Pretty solid. Really, it looks like it's going to be a really bright future for people who like the SAO franchise and are still following it. And yeah, I've been your host, BoomanAnimu, and I'll see you on the next episode. And Booyakasha!